Coming up on KATX News at 9, former chief and officer face criminal charges in Uvalde. We'll talk about this coming up at 9. All right, good evening, everyone. We begin KATX News at 9 with some breaking news. We have an update on 2 people that were killed in a crash in McKinley just yesterday. Here's some more information about this. The National Transportation Safety Board spent Friday combining through the plane wreckage in McKinney, hoping to find answers to what caused the crash. The Stetson carrying 3 people crashed into a natural materials site Thursday late morning, a mile south of McKinney National Airport in just seconds from takeoff. The National National Safety Board and witness reports indicate that the plane crashed while inverted. Just before noon, DPS identified that 2 men who died in the crash. DPS identified the pilot as Michael Lewis of Fernie and passenger Gustavo Murno of Roses City. Both families are asking for their privacy at this time. A 3rd person is still recovering at the Parkland Hospital. Many tell our sister station WFAA that Lewis was heavily involved in nonprofit and mission work in Fernie and the surrounding area. His wife, Amanda Lewis, is a former mayor of Fernie. Meanwhile, the NTSB tries to narrow down the cause. Federal agencies sent an agent from its central region to the McKinney location. The NTSB investigations are focused on the pilot, the aircraft, and the operation environment. The plane will be moved to a secure area for further examination. The NTSB will come out with a preliminary report within 30 days, but a final report on this accident will take 12 to 24 months, which could continue with this story. An update in Uvalde, an indictment until today as revealed, former Uvalde CIC police officer Adrian Gonzalez has been charged with 29 counts of abandoning and endangering child in connection with a deadly mass shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, back a few years ago. Texas law says that a person is guilty of abandonment or an endangerment of a child if they initially abandoned the child in a place under circumstances that expose the child to unreasonable risk of harm. The indictment said that Gonzalez failed to engage, distract, or delay the shooter and failed to act in any way to shoot the shooter. It also says he failed to follow his active shooter training. The indictment also accuses Gonzalez of not voluntarily delivering each victim to a designated emergency infant care provider. Gonzalez faces 29 counts, 1 for each of the 19 children killed in the shooting, as well as 1 count for each of the 10 child survivors. Both Gonzalez and Arendo were booked into Uvalde County Jail on Friday and were later released. If I'm correct, these were released on bond. Still developing stories to hear on KATX for more details on this developing story. Body cam footage released Thursday shows what led up to a former Hays County Corrections officer shooting and killing an inmate in 2022. According to the Hays County District's Attorney Office, a felony deadly conduct case against Isaiah Garcia was recently dismissed at the request of Joshua's Wright's family. Garcia shot and killed Wright on December 12th of 2022 inside the Seton Hayes Hospital in Kyle. Wright was in Hays County Jail and taken to the hospital after complaining about a medical issue. Garcia was assigned to guard Wright at the hospital. According to the DA's office, Garcia was preparing to take Wright back to jail when Wright shoved him and tried to run away. That's when Garcia shot Wright to death. Body cam footage of the incident was never released before Thursday, something Wright's family had been vocal since about his death. The DA's office said Wright's family requested the dismissal even after reviewing the footage. When the audio returns, Garcia orders Wright to get on his stomach before the video ends. By the way, with yesterday's update, people were wondering what the audio sounded like after, and that's what we got back. Pastor Dorius Todd of Abundance Life Christian Church is a close family friend of Wright's, but has not watched the body cam footage out of sadness. The Texas Supreme Court upheld the state's ban of gender-affirming care for transgender use on Friday, rejecting pleas from parents that it violates their right to seek medical care for their children. The 8-1 ruling from all Republicans court leaves in place a law that has been in effect since September 1st of 2023. Texas is the largest of at least 25 states that have adopted laws restricting or banning gender-affirming medical care for transgender minors. Most of the states affect laws too, and the U.S. Supreme Court recently agreed to hear an appeal from the Biden administration attempting to block state bans on gender-affirming care. The case before the High Court involves a Tennessee law that restricts puberty blockers and hormone therapy for transgender minors, similar to Texas law. The Texas law prevents transgender minors from accessing hormone therapies, puberty blockers, and transitioning surgeries. Even though medical experts say such surgical procedures are rarely performed on children, children who had already started the medications that are now banned had to be weaned off in a medically appropriate manner. The Supreme Court cleared the way for four cities to enforce ban on homeless people sleeping outside in public places on today, overturning a California appeals court ruling that found such law amount to cruel and unusual punishment when shelter space is lacking. The case is most significant to come before the High Court is decades on the issue and comes as a high rising number of people in the U.S. are without permanent places to live. In a 6-3 decision along ideological lines, the High Court found that outdoor sleeping bans don't violate the Eighth Amendment. Western cities had argued that the ruling made it harder to manage outdoor encampments in public spaces. But Homeless Activated says punishing people who need a place to sleep would criminalize homelessness. And let's go ahead and go over to forecaster Steve Roth here, with an update on your weather across Central and South Texas. Good evening, Steve.
Oh, sorry about that. Good evening. So look at the beautiful sunset at the Lanel Tower Cam. That's very beautiful. And we're looking at the Austin Tower Cam that's showing traffic, I guess. Go ahead and switch to the other side. So at the airport it was 97. Mayberry was at 100. But the average high was 95. And the record was 106 in 2013. And let me just get this out to you all. We have not reached a record. Okay. So let's look at the hourly forecast at midnight, 84, 3 a.m., 82, 6 a.m., 80, 9 a.m., 84, 11 a.m., 89, and so on and so on. If you just see the hourly forecast. Okay, in Georgetown was 98, Austin, Texas was 99, and Bastrop was at 98. So you're going to expect more triple digits out there. Okay, so let's go over what you need to do. Okay, this is not even on the side. I'm just going to say it, and here it goes. Okay, make if you're out there working in this heat, drink plenty of water and take a break. Okay, if you're saying, well, wait a minute, this is too hot, stay inside, stay in air conditioning, you'll be just fine. Okay, we've been through this before, we're going through it again. Okay, so the Sahara Dust Awards early next week, and very expected to form very soon. Now let's take a look at the tropics. Okay, so this is a tropical storm, soon to be a hurricane. Okay, Hurricane Bailey. Um, we are expecting it to be not very strong. We're expecting it to be um level one or level two of hurricane strength. That's all. Uh, so if you live in those islands, please pay attention to the forecast. Okay, we're switching back to David. Go ahead, David. Take it away.
All right, thank you, Steve, for that. And coming up tonight at 10, we're going to have the latest on Austin ghost bikes are disappearing. What does that mean? Well, we'll talk more about that straight away. Again, coming up at 10 o'clock tonight on KATX News at 10. All right. After 19 years of administrating elections in Bexar County, Jackiah Clennon is leaving the role. According to a press release from county officials, Clennon submitted her resignation letter Friday, following a busy spring that saw voters heading to the polls 4 times. The head of the county elections department will remain in her position until after the November election. The county will embark on a national search to find her successor. Magnus, a member of the Bexar County Elections Commission, said at the time that he supported replacing Connellan. Going over to sports now. San Antonio native Kevin McGuller Jr. was drafted by New York Knicks with the 56th overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft. Long before McGuller Jr. was a draft pick in the NBA, he was a superstar in San Antonio, where he attended Wagner High School and led them all the way to a 6A title game as a sophomore. He boosted an average line of 16.8 points and 6.6 rebounds in the senior season alone, landing him on ESPN top 30 national player list at the four-star recruit. His father, Kevin McCullough Sr., played football at Texas Tech before reaching the NFL, which might have helped his son's decision to commit Texas Tech out of high school. Pretty cool story right there to hear tonight. All right, coming up next, we're going to have an update on Austin Film Festival this weekend. Stay tuned to that story when we return to KATX. Welcome back to KATX News at 9. Let's go ahead and go to our next story here. This week marked the 16th year of the Austin Asian American Film Festival, and it comes as the Asian American population is currently the fastest growing demographic in Austin. And quote, "We really have seen the growth in the last 10 years dramatically," in the quote said Hannah Hung, the executive director for the Austin Asian American Film Festival. According to a recent demographic study from the city of Austin, the Asian American population is not only just the fastest growth demographic, and also has the third largest in the city. It's a blessing to Hong, who wants to spotlight Asian American filmmakers while also opening up the door for others in the community to go after creative jobs. She says taking a creative route is not something that's always accepted in all Asian American households. All right, we have a traffic alert to mention about for you guys. This is in the Waco area. Crews will eliminate various lanes closures on 935 near Valley Mill Drive this Sunday night on June 30th. All closures will be in effect from 9 p.m. Sunday through 5 a.m. Monday morning. This includes a full closure of the eastbound to northbound connector ramp from Valley Mills Drive to I-35. Additional nighttime closures will involve single-lane closures in the area. The closures are necessary for crews to conduct a bridge inspection. Drivers are advised to watch for workers, reduce their speed, and stay alert while driving at night. All right, let's go ahead and go to Steve Roth here with a full check of our forecast. Steve?
Okay. Okay. So in Austin was 91, San Antonio 92, and Bastrop 89. Yeah, I consider that as hot, but not really too hot at night. Just make sure you be safe out there in that. Cornville is definitely cool, to be honest, and that's what and and yeah, the whole radar looks very nice. Nice. Okay, so let's talk about the algae. Okay, that's why you're hearing me. The algae are just horrific. The reeds, grass, mortal high. The elm tree is at medium. Bangweed's at low. Tonight's gonna be very muggy. High 80 degrees. Go ahead and switch. Isolated showers is possible tomorrow. Partly sun, partly cloudy. Near 100 degrees. Uh, Saturday, isolated shower risk. Heat advisory till 7 o'clock. Hot Sunday. Heat advisory is possible. And right now we have these Sahara dust into Monday. So don't be alarmed about it. Just do what you can. And the average is actually high at 95. That's where you see it's going to be above average for the next week. Go ahead and go to the tropics. So Barry is supposed to be forming soon as a Cat 2. This is a tropical depression heading toward the Caribbean at this time. If you live in the Caribbean, please stay weather well. And your local forecast Saturday, yeah. So Monday through Friday is supposed to be hot. I know that lots of people have plans for the 4th of July, so please take it easy after that heat. Okay. Go to switch. Okay, so we're going to switch it back to.
All right, thank you, Steve, for that. Coming up next at the news at 9, we have an update on a Korean police arrest suspect involved with robbery. Coming up next, when we return. Welcome back over to the news at 9. Here's our top story for this evening here. Colleen police arrested a suspect in an aggravated robbery. The suspect has been reportedly arrested after a robbery at a business in Colleen on June 25th, according to the KPD. Colleen Police Department. Colleen Police Department stated that the officers responding to an aggravated robbery at a business in the 900 block of South Fort Hood Street around 2:48 p.m. on Tuesday, June 25th. Police said it was reported to them that a man had entered the business, pointed two handguns at the employee and demanded money. He then allegedly put the money in a bag and demanded cigarettes and liquor before leaving on foot. According to the Colleen Police Department, patrol officers, K-9 units, Community Engagement Unit, CEU, Violent Crime Activation Team, VCAT, and Organized Crime Scene surrounded the area and located a man matching the description of the suspect. Police indicated the contact with the man who they say took something out of his bag before dropping it and running. Officers were able to catch the man, police said, and place him under arrest. Police stated they found properly allegedly stolen from the business in the bag and found two guns along the path where the suspect ran. The suspect was interviewed by detectives with robbery/homicide unit and allegedly confessed to the robbery, said Colleen Police Department. According to the police, the case was reviewed by the Bell County District Attorney Office, who issued a complaint for aggravated robbery on Shaqua Ahmed Willis. Willis was reported arranged and issued $100,000 bond before he was taken into the Bell County Jail. Up into North Texas, Tarrant County jailers Rafael Marone and Joel Garcia have been indicted on murder charges in the death of inmate Anthony Johnson Jr., officials announced Friday. Monroe, a detention officer, and Garcia, a lieutenant and supervisor, were indicted after Tarrant County grand jury reviewed the case, Sheriff Bill Walburn said. The indictments were attained by our sister station up in North Texas from WFAA on Friday, included the same adulations for both Garcia and Marone. They killed Johnson by putting their weight on Johnson's back or back of Johnson's shoulder, causing Johnson to die of asphyxia. All right, once we return, we'll have a final check of the forecast next as we wrap things up. We're at 9 o'clock. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the news at 9. Here's Steve with a final check of our 7-day forecast.
Okay, so the 7-day forecast is Saturday. Actually, I'm just going to put it this way. Nice and easy for everybody. Hot all next week and tomorrow and Sunday. So if you're planning on heading out, please drink plenty of water, take extra breaks, and stay cool.
Alrighty. Don't worry, guys. More news and weather continues here at 9:30 into 10:35. And again, we'll keep you up to date on everything here. And we'll see you back here in just a minute and a half with, again, more news and weather coming up right here on KATX. Have a great rest of your nights. And again, we'll see you back here in just 2 minutes. Coming up at 9:30 with another hour of KATX, we have an update on former chief and officer faced criminal charges for the Uvalde school shooting that happened just a few years ago. Talk more about this coming your way for another hour, or another half hour today, with KATX News at 9, which continues next. Good evening, everyone. I'm David here, and I'm also here with forecaster Steve Roth here. He's going to have an update with the full forecast coming up here in just a few minutes. And again, we start off tonight's newscast, unfortunately, with some breaking news. Let's get right over into our graphics here. We have an update for you guys up into McKinney area. The National Transportation Safety Board spent today dividing through the plane wreckage in McKinney, hoping to find answers on what caused the crash. The Sensen carrying 3 people crashed into a natural materials site Thursday late morning, a mile south of McKinney National Airport and just seconds from takeoff. The NTSB and witness reports indicated that the plane crashed while inverted. Just before noon, DPS has identified that 2 people who died in the crash. DPS identified the pilot as Michael Lewis Forney and the passenger Gonzalo Moreno of Roses City. Both families are asking for the privacy at this time. A third person is still recovering at Parkland Hospital. Many people say that Lewis was heavily involved in nonprofit and mission work in Fernie and the surrounding area. His wife, Amanda Lewis, is a former mayor of Fernie. Meanwhile, the NTSB tries to narrow down the cause of the federal agencies sent agent from its central region to the McKinney location. These NTSB investigations are focused on the pilot, the aircraft, and the operating environment. The plane will be moved to a secure area for further examination. The NTSB will come out with a permanent report within 30 days, but a final report of this accident, should take up to 12 to 24 months, possibly, with this story here. We have an update for you guys on an ongoing story here. It's been going on for 2 to 3 years now with this update on the mass shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde. A major update is an indictment has been unsealed today, as revealed that former Uvalde CIC police officer Adrian Gonzalez has been charged with 29 counts of abandoning and endangering a child in connection with the deadly mass shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde. Texas law states that a person is guilty of abandoning or endangering a child if they initially abandon the child in any place under circumstances, the exposure of the child to an unreasonable risk of harm. The indictment says that Gonzalez, and quote, failed to engage, distract, or delay the shooter, end of the quote, and failed to act in any way to stop the shooter. It also says he failed to follow his active shooter training. The indictment also excuses Gonzalez of not voluntarily delivering each victim to a designated emergency infant care provider. Gonzalez faces 29 counts, 1 for each of the 19 children killed in the shooting, as well as 1 of the count for each of the 10 child survivors. Both Gonzalez and Arendo were booked into the Uvalde County Jail on Friday and were later released. Arendo was employed as the chief of police for UCISD during the Robb Elementary shooting on May 24th in 2022, which happened. He has been criticized for his role in the response to the shooting. Arendo has claimed that the gunman couldn't be stopped because the doors to classrooms 111 and 112 were locked. Other evidence did not support his claims. In an interview with the Texas Tribune, Arendo said that he didn't think he was the incident commander for law enforcement, while Texas Department of Public Safety officials said that he was, and that he made a decision to treat the situation as a barricaded suspect instead of an active hostage situation. 19 children, 2 teachers died in the shooting. Parents and Uvalde residents have been asking for accountability for the officers involved over a year ago. A call that grew in July 2022 and video obtained showed officers packing in the hall for more than over an hour rather than emulating acting. Many of the first responders were seen in the hallway for more than an hour before entering the classroom when the gunman was with victims, and what the U.S. Department of Justice said was a response filled with cascading errors. Uvalde City Council released a report that claimed all Uvalde officers were not at fault for the response. The grand jury was originally convened by local prosecutors Christina Mitchell in January and has spent nearly 6 months reviewing a trove of evidence in the case, including both oral and written statements. Many from the officers who responded to the shooting. State law prevents jurors from publicly confirming who received a summons of how many were issued. 9 of the 12 grand jury members are required to vote for indictment before any can be issued. Body cam footage released yesterday shows what led up to a former Hays County Corrections officer shooting and killing an inmate back in 2022. According to the Hays County District Attorney Office, a felony deadly conduct case against Isaiah Garcia was recently dismissed at the request of Josiah's Wright's family. Garcia shot and killed Wright on December 12th back in 2022 inside the St. Hays Hospital in Kyle. Wright was in Hays County Jail and taken to the hospital after complaining about a medical issue. Garcia was assigned to guard Wright at the hospital, according to the DA's office. Garcia was preparing to take Wright back to the jail, and when Wright shoved him and tried to run away, that's when Garcia shot Wright to death. Body cam footage of the incident was never released till Thursday, which was yesterday. Something Wright's family had been vocal about since his death. The DA's office said Wright's family requested the dismissal even after reviewing the footage. The video, which is missing most of its audio, shows Wright leaving the bathroom as Garcia displays handcuffs. Wright appears to shove Garcia and ran off down a hospital hallway. Both are seen running by hospital staff and patients before Wright falls to the ground. As he gets back up, Garcia appears to fire his gun before Wright falls to the ground. When the audio returns, Garcia orders Wright to get on his stomach before the video ends. Hays County officials said the audio has not been reacted, and that the reason is for the missing audio is because of a hardware and software issues that result in the first 60 seconds being missing. Pastor Durst Todd of Abundant Life Christian Church is a close family friend of Wright's, but has not been watched the whole body cam footage because of sadness. In quote, I haven't watched the body cam on purpose because honestly I don't want to, end of the quote, Todd said. Quotes, but at some point I'll need to just settle my own conscience, end of the quote. When asked about death of Wright, Todd said he still feels remorse. Todd wants to stress the importance of accountability and transparency from the law enforcement reflecting on life with his friend. Now, here's the background on this case. In April of 2023, a Hays County grand jury reviewed this case considering the possible charges of murder and manslaughter in connection with Wright's death. The jury declined to return an indictment in either of those charges, but did return an indictment charging Garcia with deadly conduct. According to the DA's office, the indictment alleged that Garcia fired his gun at or in the direction of one or more people by shooting at Wright in a hospital when patients and staff were presented. The indictment didn't charge Garcia with an offense directly related to Wright's, but it did accuse him of deadly conduct for the circumstances during when he fired his gun. Higgins said the case was dismissed, quote, at the request of the Wright's family, end of quote, after they consulted with their legal representatives. Higgins said after reviewing body cam footage of the shooting, Wright's family persisted in requesting the dismissal. The Texas Supreme Court upheld the state's ban of gender-affirming care for transgender use Friday, rejecting pleas from parents that it violates their right to seek medical care for their children. The 8-1 ruling from all Republicans court leaves in place a law that has been effective since September 1st of 2023. Texas, the largest of at least 25 states, have adopted laws restricting or banning gender-affirming medical care for transgender minors. Most of them face lawsuits, and the U.S. Supreme Court recently agreed to hear an appeal from the Biden administration attempting to block state bans on gender-affirming care. The case before the High Court involves a Tennessee law that restricts puberty blockers in hormone therapy for transgender minors, similar to those to Texas law. The Texas law prevents transgender minors from accessing hormone therapies, puberty blockers, and transitioning surgeries, even though medical experts say such surgical procedures are rarely performed on children. Children who already started the medications that are now banned to be weaned off in medical appropriate manner. The lawsuit that challenged the Texas law argued it has been a devastating consequences for transgender teens who are unable to obtain critical treatment recommended by their physicians and parents. The only justice dissenting with Friday's ruling said the Texas Supreme Court was allowing the state to legislate away fundamental parental rights. A lower court ruled that unconstitutional, but it had been allowed to take effect while the state Supreme Court considered the case. As more states move to enforce healthcare restrictions, families of transgender youths are increasingly forced to travel out of state for the care they need. A clinic with growing waiting lists. At least 13 states have laws protecting the care for transgender minors. And the Supreme Court issues ruling on homeless camping bans. Sleeping outside in public places on Friday, overturning a found such a law amounts to cruel and unusual punishment. Space is lacking. The case is most significant to come before the High Court in decades on the issue, and comes as rising numbers of people in the U.S. are without a permanent place to live. In a 6-3 decision along ideological lines, the High Court found the outdoor sleeping bans don't violate the Eighth Amendment. Western cities had argued that the ruling made it harder to manage outdoor encampments and public spaces. But homeless activists said punishing people who need a place to sleep would criminalize homelessness. Justice Neil Gorsuch acknowledged those concerns and opinion. He wrote for the majority, quote, "Homelessness is complex. Its causes are many. So may the public policy responses require to address it." And the quote he wrote, he suggested that people who have no choice to but sleep outdoors could raise that as a necessary defense if they ticket or otherwise punished for violating a camping ban. An attorney for homeless people who live in the town bemoaned that decision. Friday's ruling comes after homelessness in the United States grew a dramatic 12% last year to the highest report level, as soaring rents and decline in coronavirus pandemic assistance combined to put housing out for more people. Switching things over to Steve Roth here with an update on weather across Central and South Texas. Steve?
Okay, I do have some breaking news I just received. Okay, go to the tropics, please, because this is a little breaking news that it has to get out right now. What I just got. So Barry. I'm just going to read this off from tropical storm activity. Barry has been upgraded from a tropical depression to a tropical storm. Winds sustained at 40 miles per hour at this time. Okay, so go to the first slide, please. Thank you. Okay, so look at that beautiful sunset in the Lanao Tower Cam, and look at that wonderful, beautiful scene from the Austin Tower Cam. Go to the next one. So I'm going to put this out there. There hasn't been any record yet. Okay, so I'm trying to tell you that right now. Okay. This is going to be your hourly forecast for tonight. Just try to stay cool. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. Go ahead and switch to the next one. So I'm not going to read you off the temperatures. Okay, if you look at all of these temperatures that's going on right now for tomorrow, this is how hot it's going to be for tomorrow. Trust me, it will. It will be definitely hot. So my best suggestion, okay, before I'm going to read this off, okay, before I'm going to read it off, okay, try to stay cool, okay, please stay cool, and drink plenty of water if you're out there working in the heat. So, more triple-digit heat for tomorrow. Sahara dust arrives early next week. Barry has been upgraded to a tropical storm. So this hasn't been updated yet. Okay. So I got the notification on my phone that Barry has been upgraded to a tropical storm. Okay. Sustained at 40 miles per hour. Most likely it will be a Category 1 storm soon or later. Okay. I'm waiting for probably the 11 o'clock thing from the not from the I forget what it is, from the Hurricane Center, and most likely this is going to be a rapid thing for the tropical storm. So just be on the lookout for this if you're in the Caribbean. Okay, most likely by tonight or tomorrow will be a Category 1. So we're going back to David. Good.
All right, so we're going to take a quick pause real quick on the news here as I get, so you guys are going to, I would say behind the scenes kind of thing, but you guys are technically getting behind the scenes thing. Usually we would update stuff. Some reason our graphics are not updating right now, so I have to do it manually right now, so y'all are getting behind the scenes. Like if I were to go to commercial break, my device would be so laggy, so there's no point of me going behind the scenes right now, or going to a commercial break and then, breaking in and talking or working on it because you guys would see my screen. So there's no point.
So hold on for a second, David. So since this is news, okay. We're going to talk a little bit about political right now. Okay, this is no slides for this. Okay, the presidential debate last night was really good, really interesting. That's what I'm going to put it at. So the Democrats are really worried about what the president said, and they're worried they might need to get a new one. But Biden came out and said that he's still running for president. Okay. So the latest polls, Donald J. Trump is ahead of Joe Biden in the polls right now. Not the voting polls, the viewer polls. Okay. So now we're going to go back to David to the regular news. David.
All right. So again, just one more moment here, guys. I'm almost done with updating everything here. Again, I'm updating the tropical stuff. Also, the live cameras, for some reason, are taking a moment. Usually the cameras just update themselves, but they're not updating. Nothing's going to update tonight. The temperature's updated, which was good, but nothing else updated. So I have to manually do this as, again, I thought now's the perfect time to, update stuff. So quickly updating things, and then I think we'll be good to go back. So again, I apologize, everyone, for this. So you said it is now a tropical storm.
Yes. Sustained at 40 miles per hour.
Tropical storm. How do you spell it? Is it B-R-Y-L or is it B-E-R-Y-L? Or how do you spell it?
I think it's B-E-R-Y-L. Hold on, I'm going to look.
Slide.
Just give me 1 second. Hold on.
B-E-R-Y-L. Okay. And the advisory is at 11 o'clock?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Trying to see if they've updated the Konya on here. So again, I apologize, guys, for the behind the scenes. Some people do like behind the scenes, but some people don't. So again, major weather updates. Tropical storm has now developed. And I don't know. I guess I have to wait for the 11 o'clock update to come out because it is not popping up on here just yet. So once we get that updated, we'll let y'all know. So
yeah, it's not updated yet, but the National Hurricane Center did update it to a tropical storm.
All right. So since most of this would be news right now, we'd probably be at a commercial break right now. Who knows? But I'm sure right now would be weather. So once I get this pulled up, we'll go to weather. So what we're gonna do is real quick, we're gonna go to a quick commercial break here on KATX News at 9 with our 9:30 edition, and we will after that we'll go straight to weather. We'll go through all the local stuff first, and then we'll give you guys an update on tropical weather here in just a second. So again, that's just a quick update on the outlines. Let me figure out where we were, where would we be at? So actually, I don't even have it where we would go to a commercial break, but that's all right. I would be talking about traffic alerts. Oh well. All right. So there's a okay. So coming up next, guys, we are going to have an update on your weather and forecaster Steve Roth. That's next after the break. All right, we appreciate you watching KATX News at 9. Let's go ahead and go over to forecaster Steve Roth here with an update on weather across the area. Steve?
Okay, so tonight it's 91 degrees outside in Austin, Texas. San Antonio, 92, and Bonnet, 89. This is your good. Switch to the next slide. The radar is actually nice and clear tonight. Okay, gonna have a clear night. Tomorrow, same exact thing. It's gonna be nice and clear. The algae, yes. So let's talk about the algae for a minute. Okay, so the algae are just horrific right now. I know that everyone is suffering in a way, and you're just saying that. Well, how can we stop from all of this? Essentially, you can't. Okay, algae is a thing, and it's here to live. Essentially, during the summertime. So the weeds are high, grass is high, elm tree is medium, and the mold is high. So tonight will be mainly clear, but it's going to be muggy, low 80 degrees. Go ahead and switch. So tomorrow, isolated showers, high. Actually, I'm just gonna put it this way. Yes, it says 99 degrees, but I'm gonna tell you it's gonna be near 100 degrees. Lots of you all do hopefully have a personal weather station out there. Okay, and lots of your personal weather stations will hit above 100 degrees. So the weekend forecast is 99 degrees for both days. Heat advisory to 7 o'clock on Saturday. And most likely another heat advisory will be issued for Sunday. The Sahara dust is all in Texas right now, in the southern part of Texas. And you just got to deal with it. The highest temperatures for the next few days will be near over 100 degrees next week. And tomorrow and Sunday will be at 99. Go ahead and switch. Okay, so this is a tropical storm, Barry. Okay, if you look at the cone, okay, It's heading towards the. Hold on for a second, because I have it on my phone as well. Heading towards the Windward and the Southern Leeward Islands on a Saturday morning. Okay. There will be a tropical storm watch will be issued for that area. Okay. Most likely upgraded to a tropical storm warning sometime tomorrow. So please listen to your local law enforcement. Okay, if you live in that area, and we just have to see if it hits the United States. If it does, then we will let you know. So go ahead and switch. So that's the forecast for the next 7 days. I know that lots of you all have plans. Okay, I know you all do have plans. So for the 4th of July, just be safe, and that's all you got to be for that. So we're going to switch it back now to David for the rest of the news.
All right, thank you, Steve. And we have next, we're going to have an update on Killeen police arrest a suspect involved in the burglaries. Sorry about that. We're going to return to the news at 9. Welcome back to the news at 9 here on KATX. A suspect has reportedly been arrested after an alleged robbery at a business in Killeen on June 25th, according to the KPD, which is the Killeen Police Department. Killeen Police Department stated that officers responded to an aggravated robbery at a business in the 900 block of South Foothood Street around 2:48 p.m. on Tuesday, June 25th. Police has reported to them that a man had entered the business, pointed two handguns to the employees, and demanded money. He had then allegedly put the money in a bag and demanded cigarettes and liquor before leaving on foot. Police stated that the man they found properly allegedly stolen from the business in the bag and found two guns along the path where the suspect ran. Tarrant County jailers Raphael Maroon and Joel Grossia have been indicted on murder charges in the death of inmate Anthony Johnson Jr., officials announced today. Maroon, a detention officer, and Garcia, a lieutenant and supervisor, were indicted after Tarrant County grand jury reviewed the case. Sheriff Bill Wayburn said the indictments were obtained by us on Friday, including the simulations for both Garcia and Maroon, saying they killed Johnson by putting their weight on Johnson's back or back of Johnson's shoulder, causing Johnson to die of asphyxia. While video showed Maroon kneeling on Johnson's back for 90 seconds, it remains unclear Garcia's exact role to the situation, though Garcia was Maroon's supervisor. That's pretty sad to hear right there. Here next, we'll have a track of your forecast with Steve Roth. That's when we return to KVUE. Welcome back over to KATX News at 9 with our 9:30 edition here. Let's go ahead and go to Steve Ruth here. Yeah, Roth. Yeah, it's Roth. I keep doing that stuff right there. Let's go to Steve here with the check of your forecast.
Okay, so the 7-day forecast is going to be hot. Okay, there's no way getting around it. Most likely next week there'll be more heat advisories coming out, or a such a few warning. Probably. Okay. Drink plenty of water, and if you're out in it, so take plenty of breaks as you can if you're working at that in the heat. Okay. So we'll come back to David. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Steve, for that. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in to KATX News at 9. It was our 9:30 edition here. Don't worry, more news and weather continues for 35 more minutes at our news at 10. And then we'll see you back here tomorrow at 11. I think I'll have I think forecaster Julian might be here tomorrow. He'll be back after a couple months, probably. So we'll see him tomorrow morning, maybe. All right. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you back here in 20 seconds with the news at 10. Coming up tonight at 10, straight ahead, former chief and officer faced criminal charges in Uvalde involving with the mass shooting that happened just a few days ago, but back in 2022. We'll talk more about this coming up at 10 o'clock. When do we go? Welcome back over to KATX News. It is our 10 o'clock hour as we're doing your news here. I'm Chief Forecaster David for Storm Team 5. I'm also your lead news anchor here on KATX. And also this hour, we have lead forecaster Chris Hazelini here with us as well. And let's see, who won? Did they win?
We won 4-0. 4-1.
4-1. All right. Congrats on the win there. And maybe he'll talk about that or something in his forecast. So stay tuned possibly with that with Chris.
Wait, where did Steve go?
Yes. All right. So we'll talk about that in a few moments. So let's go ahead and unfortunately I can't talk. Unfortunately, let's go ahead and go to some breaking news, unfortunately, this evening, as this is our top story tonight on KATX. All right. The National Transportation Safety Board spent Friday combining through the plane wreckage in McKinney, hoping to find answers to find out what caused the crash. The Stetsons carrying 3 people crashed into a natural materials site Thursday late morning a mile south of the McKinney National Airport in just seconds from takeoff. The NTSB said witness reports indicated the plane crashed while inverted. Just before noon, DPS identified the 2 men who died in the crash. DPS identified the pilot as Michael Lewis of Fernie and passenger Gonzalez Maroon of Rose City. Both families are asking for privacy at this time. A third person is still recovering at Parkland Hospital. Meanwhile, the NTSB tries to narrow down the cause. The federal agency sent agents from its central region to McKinney location. Kittles is not involved in the case, but says victims, families, and their representatives are often into the dark until the NTSB is done with the investigation. But Kittles does say there are things you can glean just from looking at the wreckage and the flight path. He says the plane appears mostly intact. Location of the accident site, proximity to the airport, and the fact that the landing gear was still extant are other factors worth noting. An update on a mass shooting that happened May 22nd, 2024. Or excuse me, I'm pretty sure it's May 24th. Is it May 24th or May 26th? May 24th, excuse me. All right, so this involves the elementary school shooting with Robb Elementary School. We have an update for you. An indictment until Friday has been revealed that former Uvalde CISD police officer Adrian Gonzalez has been charged with 29 counts of abandoning and endangering child in a connection with the deadly mass shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. Texas law says that a person is guilty of abandonment or endangerment of a child if they initially abandoned the child in any place under circumstances that exposes the child to an unreasonable risk of harm. The indictment says that Gonzalez failed to engage, distract, or delay the shooter and failed to act in any way to stop the shooter. It also says he failed to follow his active shooter training. The indictment also accuses Gonzalez of not voluntarily delivering each victim to a designated emergency infant care provider. Gonzalez faces 29 counts, one for each of the 19 children killed in the shooting, as well as one count for each of 10 child that survived. Product info has been released on Thursday that shows what led up to a former Hays County Corrections officer shooting and killing an inmate back in 2022. Back in 2022, according to the Hays County District's Attorney Office, the felony deadly conduct case against Isaiah Garcia was recently dismissed at the request of Josiah Wright's family. Garcia shot and killed Wright on December 12th of 2022 inside the Seton Hays Hospital in Kyle. Wright was in the Hays County Jail and taken to the hospital after complaining about a medical issue. Garcia was assigned to guard Wright at the hospital. According to the DA's office, Garcia is preparing to take Wright back to the jail. When Wright shoved him and tried to run away, that's when Garcia shot Wright to death. We have an update for you on transgender affirming care for kids. The Texas Supreme Court upheld the state's ban on gender affirming care for transgender use that happened today, rejecting pleas from parents that violates their right to seek medical care for their children. The 8-1 ruling from all Republican court leaves in a place that has been in effect since September 1st of 2023. Texas is the largest of at least 25 states that have adopted laws restricting or banning gender-affirming medical care for transgender minors. The Texas law prevents transgender minors from accessing hormone therapies, puberty blockers, and transgender surgeries. Even though medical experts say surgical procedures are rarely performed on children, children already have started this, is now banned, and they need to be weaned off immediately with the medically appropriate manner. The Supreme Court, let's see here a second. Supreme Court cleared the way for cities to enforce a ban on homelessness. People sleep outside in public places. That happened today, overturning a California appeals court ruling that people, oh my gosh, let me say this again. Overturning a California appeals court ruling that found such laws amount to cruel and unusual punishment when shelters space is lacking. The case is the most significant to come before the High Court in decades on the issue and comes as a high rising number of people in the U.S. are without a permanent place to live. In a 6-3 decision along identical lines, the High Court found that outdoor sleeping bans don't violate the Eighth Amendment. Western cities had argued that the ruling made it harder to manage outdoor encampments in public spaces. The Homeless Advocate said punishing people who need a place to sleep would criminalize homelessness. In California, which is home to one of the third country's homelessness population, Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom said the decision gives state and local officials authorities to clear unsafe encampments from the streets under policies that respected fundamental human needs. Quote, this decision removes illegal ambiguities that have tied the hands of local officials for years, end of the quote, he said. All right, so let's go ahead and go to lead forecaster Chris Azzolini here with a first check of weather.
So right now around the Storm Team 5 viewing area, our Austin camera, I feel like, David, it's like a little bit like hard for me to like tell what's going on, you know? But our Lano tower, anomalies, all right, anomalies update June 28, 2024. The airport temperature is averagely around 97 and the low of 78. And the sunset is at 8:36 p.m. and the sunrise is at 6:32. Your hourly forecast. Tonight is going to be partly cloudy skies, no threat of a rain shower. Highs in the mid 80s for tonight. And tomorrow is also going to be partly cloudy. We're around 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. It's going to a 10% chance of precipitation, and it's going to be mostly clear skies.
And
I mean, mostly sunny skies. Oh,
ignore the 77 at 4 p.m. The reason that update.
All right, mostly sunny skies and 94. Tomorrow's forecast in Austin, it's going to be 99, very warm very hot temperatures. So maybe limit some outdoor physical activity or bring a lot of water to be hydrated. In Llano and Mason, 99, Burnett, 97, and Fredericksburg, 96. What we're tracking, more triple digits heat. Saharan dust arrives early next week. Tropical storm I can't pronounce that, has formed.
All right. Thank you, Chris.
All right, you're welcome.
And let's go ahead and go to Steve Roth here with an update on tropics.
Okay, so the tropical depression is now a tropical storm named Bailey. Okay, is expected to be a hurricane when they reach the Windward Islands late Sunday night or Monday morning, bringing a risk of heavy rainfall, hurricane force winds, and dangerous surge and waves. Hurricane and tropical storm watches will likely be required for the portions of the Windward and southern Leeward Islands early Saturday morning. So please listen to your local law enforcement, okay? Most likely that will be upgraded to a warning sometime tomorrow, or if it's already Saturday for that area. So please listen to your local law enforcement, and we're going back to David. Good.
All right. Thank you, Steve, for that story here. All right. New at 10. Austin Ghost Bikes are disappearing as promised. So we are now going to talk about this story. So let's get right into things. A particular type of memorial is being removed from the streets of Austin. They're known as ghost bikes, and they're replaced where a cyclist has been killed. Quotes, we don't know why. End of the quote. Not your story. Okay. All right. Ronnie Williams, a volunteer with the Austin Ghost Bike Project, said, quote, it could be the city. It could be TxDOT. It could just be somebody who's taking the bike for scrap metal. End of the quote. Williams said the bikes don't look like much due to being stripped down to the frame. However, he says they mean everything to the people who asked them to put them there. Quote, Austin Ghost Bike Project is just a group of volunteers that are aware of the crashes that take place primarily in the city. End of the quote, Williams said. Quote, first to memorialize the individual who was killed in the crash, and secondly, to create some public awareness of those events taking place. End of the quote. The bike placed on East Palmer Lane in Austin. Okay, they just added the prompter here. This second. The bike place on East Palmer Lane is for Ashton Hutchton, which I'm pretty sure, yeah, Palmer Lane's in the Austin area. I apologize. Here we go. Volunteer says her son loved riding his bike and that it was his main form of transportation. But last December, Bunger said her son was riding his bike eastbound in East Palmer Lane late at night. Quote, he was hit by a car. My understanding is they stopped. Then his second driver would not stop and ran over him. Into the quote, Bonnier said. 7 months without him, Bonnier said it has been hard, but the ghost bike confronts her. Quote, for him to be memorized and for people to realize they need to slow down and pay attention, as a quote, Bonnier said, quote, we all need to make it home safe, into the quote. But a month ago, Bonnier said her son's ghost bike disappeared. Williams said about 4 bikes were steadily removed recently. Quote, I'm thinking who would do that? It's crazy, he said. Quote, once again, it makes no sense whatsoever, into the quote. Bonnier said it's hurtful and disrespectful to her and to other people who lost their loved ones. Quote, there's memorials all over the place, crosses on the side of the road. Nobody messes with them. It shouldn't be done in the city either, in the quote, Bonnier said. Williams said the Austin Bicycle Advisory Council took the matter to the city, asking for special protections for ghost bikes. The city must let the group know when a bike is being moved for city work. As for those who may be taking the ghost bikes, Williams said, quote, a person died here. For heaven's sake, can't you just let it be? End of the quote. Williams said each ghost bike is made with volunteer time and money. And there is a link that we'll have eventually that you can actually donate to help create them. You can reach out to the group. We'll have more information coming up tomorrow, possibly tomorrow late afternoon, with our new newscast at 11 a.m. And I believe we'll have forecaster Julian probably here with us at 11. So stay tuned for that. All right, and moving over to our top story here tonight. We have an update on Bexar County here. After 19 years of administrating elections, Jackie Colonel is leaving her role. According to a press release from county officials, Colonel submitted her resignation after today, following a busy spring that saw voters heading to the polls 4 times. The head of the county election department will remain in her position until after the November election. The county will embark on a national search to find her successor. And Menendez, a member of the Bexar County Elections Commission, said at the time he supported replacing Canal, quote, the management level that I perceived at the primary elections needs to be improved, end of the quote, said Menendez. And quote again, her ability to control the judges and have them do what they're supposed to do at their facilities is just not there, end of the quote. All right. We have one more story. I forgot about this one. Sorry, man. All right, here it is. So, sports segment. San Antonio native selected in the second round of 2024 in an NBA draft. Sorry. San Antonio native Kevin McGuire Jr. was drafted by New York Knicks within the 56th overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft. Long McGuire Jr. was drafted pick in the NBA. He was a superstar in San Antonio, where he attended Wagner High School and led them all the way to 6A title game as a sophomore. He boosted an average line of 16.8 points and 6.6 rebounds in his senior year alone, landing him on ESPN top 30 national players list as 4-star recruits. His father, Kevin McGuire Sr., played football at Texas Tech before reaching the NFL, which might have helped his son's decision to commit to Texas of high school. In 2 years at Kansas, McGuire Jr. was named to the Big 12 All-Defense team, was an All-Big 12 first-team selection, and was named as a finalist for Jerry West Shooting Guard of the Year, and feat he accomplished for 3 consecutive seasons. In his senior year, he became the first NCAA player since the 2007-2008 season to record back-to-back triple-doubles, which also only the 3rd and 4th in Kansas history. And now, with the 56th place in the 2024 NBA draft, the New York Knicks have selected Kevin McGuire Jr. He joins a team that just comes 1 win short of reaching the Eastern Conference Finals and features plenty of star power heading to another season where they expected to be a contender to win it all. Pretty cool story right there. All right, sure have the news at 10. We have an update on an Asian film festival this weekend over in Austin. The ATX News at 10 continues next after the break. Welcome back to the news at 10. We appreciate your time here. Let's go ahead and go to our next news story here. This week marked the 16th year of the Austin Asian American Film Festival, and it comes as the Asian American population is currently the fastest growing demographic in Austin. Quotes, we have really seen the growth in the last 10 years dramatically, into the quote, said Hana Hung, the executive director from the Austin Asian American Film Festival. According to a recent demographic study from the city of Austin, the Asian American population is not just the fastest growing demographic, but also the third largest in the city. It's a blessing to Hong, who wants to spotlight Asian American filmmakers while also opening up the door for others in her community to go after creative jobs. She says taking the creative route is not something that always accepted in all Asian American households. And when everyone gathers at the festival every year, Hong says it's one of a kind feeling, because she says it's not every day that they get to celebrate all just being together. For the next 2 days at the festival, they will have many more screenings and film events at a few different locations in the city. And there's a whole film schedule about it on their website. All you got to do is type in Film Festival, Asian American Community in Austin, and a website should pull up. So again, that's a pretty cool story there for Asian people that get to be camera people. And now let's go ahead and throw it over to Chris Azzolini here with a full check of the forecast. We hit 100 degrees. We have a streak now, day 2 now. This is day 2 now, hitting 100. Not looking forward to day 3, but Chris has more.
That's a lot. That's high temperatures.
Yes, Chris has more right now.
Right now, the current condition in Austin, it is 91 degrees. 91 degrees at 10:24 p.m. That is crazy. San Antonio, it is 92. Round Rock, it is 90. And Burnett, it is 89. And Lano, 89. Current and bat. The current radar right now, there is nothing on the radar in the viewing area. Nothing in the viewing area. No precipitation. Besides a little bit of precipitation near College Station. Allergy count, weed is high, grass is high, ELM is medium, and weed is low, and mold is high. Tonight's forecast, very muggy. I almost said muggy. Mainly clear, 80 degrees, mostly clear. Wind southeast 5 to 10 miles an hour, 0% chance of precipitation. Tomorrow's forecast, isolated shower pop-ups, partly cloudy, 99 degrees is your high. That is very hot. Bring some water if you're going to be going outside tomorrow. Wind southeast at 5 to 10 miles an hour, 10% chance of precipitation. Your weekend forecast is going to be 99 on Saturday and Sunday, mostly sunny, lows of 80 and 79. Saturday, isolated showers, risk 10%. High heat till 7 p.m. Sunday, hot, new heat pose. Saharan dust tracker, Monday at 12 p.m. A lot of Saharan dust is going to approach the viewing area, which that could cause some potential viewing issues. High temperatures next 5 days. Saturday, it's going to be 99. Also Sunday, 99. Monday, Tuesday, 100, 102. And Wednesday, 101. Very hot. Tracking the tropics. Or is this for Steve or me?
That's for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tropical Storm Depression Barry is now a tropical storm. Supposed to be hitting the islands. It's supposed to be reaching hurricane strength between Saturday or Sunday when you reach the islands. So a tropical storm watch has to be required. Okay. So what does that mean? That tropical storm watch, it means the ingredients is all together. Okay. A warning means that it's there. Act now. So it's all mixed up for everybody, I know. But Tropical Storm Barry is at 40 miles per hour. Will be reaching hurricane strength by Saturday or Sunday. Back to David.
All right. Thank you, Steve. Coming up next, we have an update on Killeen police arrest suspect with burglaries. We'll talk about that. Welcome back to the news at 10. I am David here. It is 10:28, approaching 10:29 currently on Friday evening. A suspect has reportedly been arrested after an allegedly robbery at a business in Killeen on June 25th, according to Killeen Police Department. Killeen Police Department stated the officers responded to aggravated robbery at a business in the 900 block of South Fort Hood Street around 2:48 p.m. on Tuesday. Police said it was reported to them that a man had entered the business, pointed two handguns at the employees, and demanded money. He then allegedly put the money in a bag and demanded cigarettes and liquor before leaving on foot. Police said that they found properly alleged stolen from the business in the bag and found two guns along the path when the suspect ran. The suspect was interviewed by detectives with the robbery homicide unit and allegedly confessed to the robbery, said Killeen Police Department. His arranged bond is up to $100,000 before being taken to the Bell County Jail. Going up into North Texas now, Tarrant County jailers Rafael Maroon and Jolo Garcia have been indicted on murder charges in the death of an inmate, Anthony Johnson Jr., officials announced on Friday. Maroon, a detention officer, and Garcia, a lieutenant and supervisor, were indicted after Tarrant County grand jury reviewed the case, Sheriff Bill Werman said. The indictments, which were obtained on Friday, included the same allegations for both Garcia and Maroon, saying they killed Johnson by putting their weight on Johnson's back or back of Johnson's shoulder, causing Johnson to die of asphyxia. I don't know how to pronounce that. Well, video showed Maroon kneeling on Johnson's back for about 90 seconds. It remains unclear Garcia's exact role in the situation, where Garcia was Maroon's supervisor. Randy Moore, the lawyer representing Garcia, said he is disappointed in a lot of people over the indictments. Wayburn fired and then retained Maroon and his supervisors. Garcia, he said Garcia should have stopped Maroon from kneeling on Johnson's back. Those were placed on paid administrative leave after their reinstatements. Johnson's family has called for accountability. The community members have called for the jailer to be prosecuted and for Wayburn to step down after the release of the video showing in the fight with officers that led up to Johnson's death. Still developing story up in Tarrant County in North Texas. We'll have more for you, available possibly by 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. Straight ahead, we'll have a final check of the forecast and an update on tropics with Chris and Steve when we return to KATX. News at 10. Quick reminder, newscasts at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock end at 35. So we have 2.5 more minutes of being on the air. We'll be back after this. And welcome back to KATX News at 10. It's 10:33. Let's go ahead and get a final check of the forecast here. I guess we forgot to give you the full forecast a few moments ago. But here it is again, or not again. Here's your first time seeing the forecast accidentally.
All right, your 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, Saturday, it's going to be 99 and your low of 80, mostly sunny skies, 10% chance of rain. This week is really not going to be much precipitation chance because there's likely going to be a high pressure around. I haven't checked the weather, but normally when there's like no precipitation for a while, there's a high pressure over the Texas area. So the highest it gets is Saturday, Sunday with a 10% chance rain. It's going to be hot this entire week, mostly sunny this entire week. Oh, I was just gonna say it's gonna be in the hundreds like the entire week. 102 on Tuesday and 102 on Friday. The lows are gonna be in like the low 80s to high 70s.
All right, thank you for that. And let's quickly, we got a few seconds. We got like 30, 20, no, we got about now 30 seconds. We have 30 seconds now. Let's go ahead and go to Steve here with a final check of tropics.
Okay, so Tropical Storm Barry is expected to gain strength and be a hurricane when it reaches the Windward Islands by late Sunday night or Monday, bringing a risk of heavy rain, hurricane force winds, and dangerous storm surge and waves. Hurricane and tropical storm watches will likely be required for portions of the Windward and southern Leeward Islands early Saturday. Back to you, David.
All right, we thank you everyone for tuning in to KATX News at 10. That does it for us here. We will see you back here tomorrow morning probably. But if you join us on our YouTube stream, we will have a news and weather update that will be like 10 minutes long. So just like a recap on top stories and then weather updates and a tropical update, and then that's it. So we'll have that at 10:40 with that news and weather updates. All right, thank you for watching with us tonight at 10. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Take care. Coming up at 10, or coming up with our little news updates, we're going to be talking about a former chief and officer who faced criminal charges in Uvalde after a shooting that happened May 24th back in 2022. We'll talk more about this coming up with special news and weather updates right after this. All right, good evening, everyone. I'm a former Chief Forecaster David and lead news anchor David. We also have lead forecaster Chris Esnalini here with us and forecaster Steve Roth here. We are all live together here. Steve is tracking the tropics as well, and also Chris is. He's also doing local weather tonight. And let's go ahead and with this update, we're here for about 10 minutes. So we're doing a news update, and then for the last 5 minutes, we'll be live in. Let's go ahead and get right over to the wall. We'll go to our top. Oh, a second here. We will go ahead and go to our top story here. There we go. And here's a late evening for you. This takes place in the McKinney area. The National Transportation Safety Board spent today combining through the plane wreckage in McKinney, hoping to find answers to what caused the crash. The Sensen, carrying 3 people, crashed into a natural materials site on Thursday late morning and miles south of McKinney National Airport. In just a few seconds from takeoff, the NTSB and witnesses report indicate that the plane crashed while inverted. Also, come to thoughts, I am going to show you guys with one of our other top stories tonight. I am going to be showing you guys the shooting that happened at the body cam footage here in Hayes County. I do have the video paused with the shooting, but this is going to take a second to pull up here. And there's no audio. So 1 second. Well, can I show you? I don't know. All right, so there's more to the story. So I guess we'll take a quick pause with me talking and let my friends at KVUE talk more about the story. So I'll throw it to them as they wrapped up their newscast a few minutes ago. I don't know if there's audio. Can y'all hear the audio or no? Y'all hear anything or no? Oh, you can? You can hear audio? Okay, I just paused it, but could you hear it like a few seconds ago?
A little bit off and on, but not too good. It's all static.
Oh, sure.
Okay, here's the video. Sorry, there's no sound with this right now.
There's no sound? Okay. Never mind, no sound. Or at least hopefully I was able to show you guys some of the video. But that's that. So now, that's pretty much all I have right there. Let's go ahead, take it over to weather now. Hopefully Chris can quickly do this. So let's go.
I could do it real quick.
Okay, here's Chris with weather. Full forecast.
So right now, the current conditions right now in Austin, it is partly cloudy, 91 degrees. San Antonio, partly cloudy, 92 degrees, and Burnett, 89, partly cloudy, and also Round Rock, Texas, 90, partly cloudy. Is the temperature map updated?
No.
Radar, nothing on the radar, but I don't know if that's a few showers near College Station or radar contamination.
Oh, yeah. That was some rain showers.
All right. Allergy count, weed is high, grass is high, ELM is medium, and range weed is low, and mold is high. Tonight's forecast, very muggy, mainly clear, 80 degrees. Wind southeast at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Precipitation 0. Tomorrow's forecast: isolated showers pose. Partly cloudy, 99 degrees. Bring a water if you're going to be going out. Wind southeast at 5 to 10 miles an hour, and 10% chance of rain. Your weekend forecast is going to be 99 on Saturday and Sunday. Mostly sunny. Saturday, 80 degrees is going to be your low, and Sunday, 78. Saharan dust track, Monday at 12 p.m. There's going to be a lot of Saharan dust over Texas, and especially the Storm Team 5 viewing area, which could pose visibility threat possibly. High temperatures next 5 days. Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be 99. Monday and Tuesday, it's going to be 102. And Wednesday, 101. Average high, 95.
Okay, we're going to go. Okay, so This was formerly a tropical depression. Now this is a tropical storm named Barry. Okay. Wind gusts sustained at 45 miles per hour, heading towards the Windward Island late Sunday night. It will reach the Windward Islands late Sunday night. Um, tropical storm, hurricane, and tropical storm watches will likely be required for the portions of Windward and southern Leeward County, Leeward Island, early Saturday morning. So, um, so I'm going to go a little bit into depth. Okay, this will be a active hurricane season. Okay, this is what the National Hurricane Center is saying. This will be a it's going to be picking up now. Okay, so we're going to go back to David. Go ahead, David.
Oh, wait a second. I don't have this as triple cam. Just 1 second, guys, as I triple cam this. Let me get Steve pulled up on here. I'll have Steve on here. Let's get him pulled up. Wait, let me delete that. Let me duplicate. There we go. My bad. Save. Wait, that is not. Save. Update. And Steve should be on here now. There he is. All right. All right, looking good. All right, so thank you for that with tropical weather here. Let's go ahead and get a update on our full check of the 7-day forecast.
Your 7-day forecast. Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be 99 with Saturday lows 80 and Sunday 78 is your lows. This week it's going to be mostly sunny skies, and there's going to be barely any rain chances this week because there is likely a high pressure system over Texas. I did not check the surface analysis, but am I right, David?
Pretty sure, yeah.
And on Tuesday, it is going to be 102, and Friday, 102. Those are the hottest days for this week. And it's going to be, you got to bring a water if you're going to go outside because you don't want to have any heat stroke.
All right, water bottle indeed. All right, and also, and again, people are probably interested in what shirt you're wearing. So give people an idea, or tell them what your shirt is and the meaning behind it.
Because my team Brazil, we won our second game of the Copa America. We would have got eliminated if we didn't win today, but we got to beat Colombia. We need to top the group. We need to get first place. I don't like Argentina.
Well, okay.
Why is my camera so laggy?
It's not laggy. It looks fine to me.
Yeah, it's just a little foggy. That's pretty much what it seems like.
I also got a buzz cut.
Yeah, I see.
David, you remember? Did I get your old haircut? You remember? You hated it.
Oh, yeah, that was terrible. Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah, all right. Well, thank you for that, Chris. Thank you, Steve. Do you guys have anything else you want to add before we close things up here?
Nope.
No, as what Chris said, stay hydrated if you really have to go out tomorrow, Sunday, or anytime next week. Most likely, okay, thank you. But most likely, a heat advisory or a excessive heat warning could be issued anytime next week. So, limit your time outdoors if you can.
All right. Thank you, Steve, for that. And again, with this heat, there could be some power outages. So we do have to be on guard with that. I believe there's a few people without power because of, the heat. So again, be aware that there might be some power outages, especially with your cot situation that's ongoing. All right, guys. That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
All right. All right, guys. So before I officially end things here, so what I'm planning, since it's the summertime now, and I'm not expecting to do anything for the rest of the summer. So what I'm planning to do now is I'm planning to do daily newscasts on my channel, and I'm planning to have morning newscast. So I'll be doing the news, of course, but I think I'm gonna have usually, if you guys watch newscasts, there's a different person that does news and weather in the morning, and then the same old people in the evenings. Well, I think I found somebody that will do morning weather, and then we'll have Steve and Chris here do the evening weather if they want to, or if they want to do weather in the morning, they can as well. But
Yeah.
again,
I really don't care about doing weather in the morning. It's got to tell me at the time, to be honest.
if I do any newscasts, it's definitely not going to be like early in the morning. I used to do that, but I just hated doing it. I can't talk like correct. I can't talk like.
I don't get up till like 10:30 in the morning.
10:30, okay, that'd be 9:30 my time. So I wouldn't do a newscast till about 11 o'clock Central, so it'd be 12 o'clock your guys' time when I would do a newscast. That's like the earliest I would do a newscast for the day.
By the way, on July 2nd, I may not be able to join the newscast because Brazil plays their third match.
Oh, another match? All right. July 2nd is Tuesday. Okay. Alrighty then. So again, potential newscast tomorrow will be the weekend, so that will be a little bit wonky on newscasts. Some local cities have morning newscasts on the weekends, and I believe we're one of them. I'll have to figure out that. But again, yeah, that's it for me. Any final words, guys, before we end it?
Nope.
All right. You guys take care. Stay safe. Drink plenty of water, as it's going to be another hot day tomorrow. Hopefully, we don't hit day 3 of being in the triple digits in the Austin area. All right, guys. Good night. Stay safe.
Good night. You too.
Have a great weekend. Here's the final check of your local Austin and San Antonio 7 report.